Hey everyone, it is Sequoia with the Chase Street Renaissance, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. I wanted to get this video up sooner rather than later because I've had quite a few people ask me how I add pigment or coloring to my concrete jars. So that's what we're going to focus on today. I don't want to throw too many different things into one video because I want to give everyone a chance to follow along and not necessarily get lost in the information. So we're only going to focus on coloring our jars today, and we're only going to focus on using QUIKRETE, which is something that you can find really easily at your hardware store alongside the cement all, if you choose to use cement all. So it's pretty much two things that you can pick up at the same store at the same time and not have to worry about ordering something online and things like that. They don't have a wide range of colors, at least at the store that I get it from, but it's enough to kind of get your feet wet if this is new to you. So before I get into that, and before I get into my beautiful intro that I'm still just so proud of, I wanted to show you guys, I did get my mold in from Modern Craft Labs, and this is the 4-inch. I think it's the Tulip. I'll leave the link down below, but I just wanted to give you guys a size comparison between the Modern Craft Lab 4-inch and the 3-inch mold from Shape Makery. So that's the size difference right there. Let me put it in my hand a little different. So that's the size difference. My hands are a little ashy because I've been playing in the cement, but you get it. I can fit this inside of this jar. I wanted to get a mold that would give me a bigger candle, and you can see I poured this really quick. I didn't even mix my coloring very well. There's spots all in it. But this thing is huge, so think twice before you buy this one if you want a bigger mold, but not necessarily something this big, because I think this holds about 16 ounces, 450 grams, something like that. So I just wanted to show that to you really quick. I poured that yesterday when I got it in the mail. So before we get too far into it, I'm gonna play my beautiful intro and then change angles, and we'll get right into it. Okay, so we've changed angles here. I've replaced my paper. I had some paper bags from when I went grocery shopping, so I just opened those up and laid them on my table. Like I said, you want to have some sort of protective barrier, a silicone mat or something like this to protect your surface if you care about it. If not, then go for it. So our setup is going to be pretty much the same as it was in my last video. You're going to need something to stir your mixture with. You're going to need a bowl of some sort to put your water and your cement in. You're obviously going to need your molds. This is the QUIKRETE cement coloring, liquid cement coloring. It has the consistency of like acrylic paint, so don't freak out when it says liquid, at the fact that it says liquid. And then you're going to need your scale and your distilled water. The scale is only for measuring our cement and water ratio. It's not necessarily for our coloring. And then obviously you're gonna need some gloves. So I wanted to point out before I start mixing anything that on the back of this bottle, let me find it so that I can get it in frame. Let's see. It says pre-mix QUIKRETE liquid cement color with the mixing water prior to adding the dry cement mix. Follow the instructions on the package of the dry cement mix product being colored to find the appropriate volume of water to mix with your color for each bag. So omit that whole last sentence. We don't care about that right now. That's just saying follow the directions on the bag of the cement for the most part. But basically for QUIKRETE, it tells you right there in premix, it tells you to premix the QUIKRETE in your water before you add your cement. That's how you're supposed to do it with this. That is not how I do it. I've not tried it yet. I'm gonna try it and possibly show you in another video, but I'm gonna show you how I do it for now. Like I said, I don't wanna overload you with information in this video. I wanna give you step-by-steps. That way it's a little easier to follow. So tear our scale. The scale is on its last leg. So If you've ever worked with acrylic paint to color your vessels, to mix in your mixture, you'll notice that once you add it, it thickens up your mixture quite a bit. The QUIKRETE is going to do the same thing. It sucks the water right out of your mixture. I am not sure why, but that's what it does. So the 60 grams of water that we're going to add to our mixture is probably not going to be enough. We're going to need to add a little bit more. After you get your 60 grams in there, I'm going to use a different scale because this one is not Terry. This one I got from, where did I get the scale? I got this scale from Sam's Club, actually. And I like it because you can manipulate this and stuff and it doesn't bother your scale. So anyway, I'm going to turn it on. It's already at 0. I'm going to tear it again. It is set to ounces. We want to set it to grams. So right now it's set to grams. We'll tear it one more time. So we're going to do our 60 grams of water, sorry. And then we're going to add our 300 grams of cement. Again, you should probably wear a mask with this. You can see all the dust that it's kicking up. Now, you're gonna mix it together until it's all smooth. You don't want any huge lumps in it, which that shouldn't be hard to achieve because your mixture is gonna be kind of thin to start out with. So that's our mixture. Now, hopefully you guys will be able to see. You want to give it a shake. Hopefully you guys will be able to see how this interacts when I pour this in here. So do you see how thick it got? That's what happens with the QUIKRETE and with acrylic paint. So you're just gonna add it to your mixture until you're happy with how your mixture looks. I'm not sure if you're going for a solid black or a light gray, or this is actually probably more than I added in my last jar. So this is probably gonna be a little darker, which is fine. I actually quite like this. So this actually isn't too bad as far as thickness. And that's pretty much it. Just keep in mind that your mixture is going to thicken up. So if you like a thicker mixture to begin with, just keep that in mind. You're going to have to add a little bit more water. I'm going to roll with this anyway because I don't want to compromise the integrity of my jar. So I would either add more cement and more water. And then remember to scrape your sides as much as you can, because I promise you do have enough in there for this mold. Give it another tap and it should top right off. Now, I know that was pretty quick, but I mean, coloring your vessel or your jar really isn't that difficult. Like I said, I'll play around with adding my coloring, my QUIKRETE, to the water first. And then I'm just gonna pop that bubble. I'll play around with that first. And then maybe I'll come back and make another video. But that's pretty much it. I hope that that was easy enough to follow along to. You're just gonna let this dry or wipe some of it out. And then once it hardens, you can crack the rest out and then spray it with rubbing alcohol and wipe it out with a paper towel or a towel that you don't really care about. And that's how you'll get that clean. Same thing with the silicone spatula. You'll just let it harden and crack it right off. The next video I'm gonna be using the Direct Colors pigment. That is a little bit easier to work with. However, I do feel that you need to use more of it, of certain colors, to achieve darker colors. Specifically, this blue, I needed to add quite a bit just to achieve this baby blue color. You're not gonna get as vibrant of a blue as I thought you were gonna get. And the same thing with the yellow or the gold. This is what that gave me. So, but that's what I'll be DIYing and showing you guys how to do in my next video. It's going to be working with the Direct Colors pigment, and that is pretty much it. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Also, leave me questions, comments. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.